Fine, guys. So for today's session, what is the plan? First, we'll discuss about the API integration, and in the next part, we'll plan for the routing. Routing means how to get multiple pages. The way we have multiple page in the application, in the same way we'll learn how to make multiple pages in the React application. Apart from these two, when we comes about the AI thing, so I will discuss about two tools. One is the Figma AI, and second one is the same.dev. So there are some AI tools with the help of that you can increase your speed in a development. So we'll discuss that part also, right? Comes to the development about the AI application. See, for the AI application, for example, if you want to build your own kind of a chat GPT thing, so it is possible, it is quite easy. The only part is that we need to give our information to get the API thing. And there might be a chance maximum of you doesn't know how to integrate the API. So first of all, we'll plan to implement the API integration with a simple example, and then we will look into the remaining part. So I hope you all have a code, guys. Guys, before starting the entire session, just please let me know if someone have a doubt, any question. Just let me know in the chat. If everything is good to go, you can simply say yes. If someone have a doubt, simply drop your doubt in the chat. Yes, okay. Kim says yes. Didi Renuka, yes, okay. Yes, fine. Okay. So I'm assuming you all have the basic idea about the API integration, but again, let me give a rough idea. Okay, what is the meaning of API in a simple language? Then we will move to implementation of the API part, right? So fine for that. In a simple term, we can say API is something which set up the communication between the front end and the back end, right? So I'm giving a simple explanation by assuming there might be some people who doesn't know anything about API. So for them, I'm giving an idea. Uh, Take an example of a restaurant, right? You are the person who are coming in the restaurant to eat the food. Table is there, right? And we all are sitting here. For example, one person one is there, and let's take one more person. Person two is there. And this is the front end part where tables are there and people are sitting eating the food, right? And we have one more section, you can say, that is a backside of the restaurant where we have the chefs and they're cooking the food, correct? Now we are not directly going to the chef and telling ki bro, cook this particular dish, right? In between we have someone, like we have one person, like we have a waiter, right? What it will do, it will simply take the order from us, it will note it down, right? And it will go to the backend. So in the same way, the waiter example, if you think in the real life, in the same way in a application, in a full-time full stack application, we have a front-end part, okay, that is visible to us. We have back-end part, fine. In between we have something same as a waiter, we can say, that is known as API. Okay, so API help us to set up the communication between the front end and the backend. A very simple example. If I take some more example to make it more clear, let's say if I open the Amazon website, right? When you open the Amazon website and if you click on any page, let me click on the page of mobiles, right? So the moment I click on the mobile phones, what will happen? A request, okay, from the front end, a request will go to the backend. You can say to the server, and server in return will send you some data. So if you try to understand this part with the help of a diagram, let me make a new image. So we are sending the request. So suppose this is our web page of Amazon, right? We open the mobile page. We click on the mobiles. One page will be open. So the moment when you click on a page, the page will be run, and a request will go to the server. The here in between we have a server. Now based on our request, see, request can be of any type, right? There is a four types of a request in simple. The names are like get, okay. Then we have a put, then we have a post, then we have a delete. So these are the method right? And every request has some purpose. Get means you want to get some data from the backend, nothing else. Put means you want to update something, like when you want to update your phone number, your address. Post means when you want to add something in the database, right? When you want to add your information, a new address. In the case of a delete means when you want to delete something. So these are the method. With the help of that, the server will get the idea. Okay, what I have to do. If some request is coming, that request has what is the task for the request? Whether it needs some data, yeah, it want to delete something from a database. So with the help of this method, our server will able to figure out that part. And once server figure out the API thing, once server get to know, okay, what is the next task for me? He will interact with the database. Okay. For example, if I click on the mobiles, okay, request will go from a server. Server get the idea, okay, this request is to fetch the data of all mobiles from a database and give them back. So now request will go from database, will fetch a data, and then server will send it back. Now, whatever data I am getting, whatever data I will get from my server, from my backend, this entire data we need to display on the screen. Now, how to use data in a such a way that it looks beautiful in the front end, that is one of our tasks of front end developer. Okay, to use the data that is coming from the backend, right, with the help of a API and display them in the beautiful way in the front end, that is a front end developer task. And if you again think in a more generic way, see, we don't have only one online shop. Like if you see, we have a multiple online shops where we can like buy the mobiles, right? And you find each and every shop have the same kind of a data, but difference comes in the UI part, right? That is the front end part. So in Amazon, you have a different UI, right? In a Flipkart, you have a different UI. So there comes the use case of the front end developers. Now that is the overall idea about the entire full stack flow. Now let's come back to the code file. Now what we will do, we'll take a simple API, very simple API. So there are so many APIs in the market. So when I say APIs, so APIs are nothing, a simple URLs are there. Okay. Let me take an example first of all. So fake URL. So this is the one platform that is a fake store API. in this platform we have a multiple APIs that we can use for learning purpose. Okay, so I will use the product API. So if you scroll down, they are providing this four kind of APIs, right? So if you click on the product, then if you see get all product, if I click on get all product, and if you scroll down, so this one is the API, this one is known as the API. Okay, in the same way, it is not a single one. Like in our in the browser, we have multiple APIs that is freely available. We have API for the movies, we have API for the dishes, we have API for the Pokemons also, right? But for simplicity, let's pick the first one. This is the one, right? Now we all get our API. Now what I will do, I will make a separate component. Okay, or let's do one thing, let's make a separate page. In the pages may I'm defining a component, I'm giving a name products.jsx, right? Now see, I am writing here RFC. Okay, my system is slow. I'll again try. Yeah, RFC. The moment I press the enter, I am getting the default code here. Okay, so how it is possible? See, RFC means React Functional Component. Okay, to get these shortcuts, what you can do, you can go to the extension part. Inside the extension, you can search here ES7. That is ECMAScript 7. The first one, the author name should be same, guys. You can install this part. Okay, first install this extension, then make a new component under the pages folder or anywhere wherever you want. After that, inside the product, simply write the shortcut that is the RFC and press the enter. Let's do this part and let me know once it is complete. And again, in between, if someone have a doubt, please let me know. You can simply unmute. You can simply drop in the chat also. It's fine.
Hey Atul, actually, I had
Yes.
doubt. You see in the under source folder, you have component and page. Did you create it manually or it should come automatically?
Which one?
That under source
And the source is there, right? Yes.
component.
Component, yes.
Did you create it manually?
Yes. I have created manually. So in the last class, if you remember, we have discussed in this way.
Yeah, okay.
We are telling ki as per our readability, we used to make the folders. So pages means they are representing the entire page. So inside the portfolio, if you go back and how we have discussed ki inside the portfolio, we can divide the entire code in the components.
Yeah, that I understand. Actually, I
Hmm.
thought I didn't know this. Let me create a folder inside the
Yes, you can
source.
create that part. But otherwise, it is not required right now. If it is missed, also no need to require that. Okay,
Yeah,
we can create the folder. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
but this part you can avoid right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So remaining guys, just install
Uh,
this package. Yes.
okay. Before that, can you scroll up your terminal once, because I want to see the
Mhm.
how to take a local link number.
So the command is npm run dev. So if you run the command,
N,
so
N,
command
NP,
yes,
NPM.
and npm run and dev. This is the command you can use to execute the
Okay,
React
run.
application.
Okay. And we
Once it
have,
is execute,
okay, and we have to download the extension of ES.
yes, this ES7 you can search and you will get the same kind of a thing. The author name should be DSZ. This one you can cross verify.
Oh, that is DZ. Where is the DZ? Oh, DZ nights. Okay.
Yes.
Install.
In which folder you created that file?
Which file? Okay, that a product file.
Uh,
So I have create in the pages folder. Inside the pages, I
okay.
have create a new file. And
Okay.
again, don't forget this capital letter things. It should be capital.
Okay. Thank you.
And shortcut is a RFC. So React Functional Component.
What
If
if
you
you
press
what is
the
okay?
so if you
Okay,
type
okay.
RFC,
And enter.
press the enter,
Then we
the
get
code will come by default.
yes. What is it?
In the same,
Terminology of
hmm,
RFC,
so
React
React Functional Component.
functional component. Okay.
Yes. So if you see RFCE, see in the same way we have multiple RFCE may if you enter here. So in this case, React functional component export. So export command comes separately. So in the previous case, when you write RFC only, so export command comes along with the function line.
Okay.
Both are same, no issue. In the same way, if someone knows about arrow function JavaScript, you can add React arrow function component. So if you see RAFC, if you enter here, now you will get the arrow function. So if someone doesn't know about this part in JavaScript, we can write the function in the form of arrow also, using the arrow functions also. That is like one more way of writing a function. If you doesn't know that part, leave it right now. You can use RFC, it's fine. In the same way, one more is there, RCC, React class component. Okay, so if you press the enter, you can see now I'm getting the component, but here we have the class, right?
Yes.
So yep, in the same way, one that I'm using a lot, that is a CLG. CLG, press the enter, you will get console.log. It makes the speed faster if someone is like someone want to use a console.log for a debugging part. So use the CLG, press the enter, and you will get this entire code. Okay, so leave it now. Let's come back to the code file. Now we have
And
this
I have one doubt.
simple.
If you
Yes.
want to learn these type of shortcuts, where we can get these type of shortcuts by
No,
practice or
By practice only.
Okay.
This one is very common in this front end part in the React JS, this ES7. Some
Okay.
people have used other shortcuts also. Like for example, if I want to use the define the state variable. In the last class, we have defined the state variable manually by writing it one by one.
Yes.
But I think to define the state variable also we have some shortcut.
Okay.
Use well, it's not coming right now, but yes, some people are using for that also.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Now let's discuss this part. In the last class, we have discussed one more part. Like someone of you asked a question, "Ki, Atul, how we know this part? How to define a state variable? Yeah, where to define a state variable? How we can differentiate in a line? A normal variable is required, a state variable is required. So on that point, I conveyed whenever there is a user interaction and you want to store the data of a user, on that case. Second, whenever data comes in dynamic form, yeah, whenever data is dynamic, to store that kind of a data we need a state variable. Now here also our data is dynamic, our data is coming from the API. See, my plan to implement the API code here means I will write the code which will take a data from the API, it store in the variable, and then I will use that to display them in the browser, right? So first of all I need to define a variable, and here we can't use normal variable, because if we use that part we'll not able to display them on the browser. So here data is dynamic, for that reason I'm using a state variable here. So I'm writing here var, again same syntax, square bracket, products comma set products is equal to use, and don't forget to press the enter so that it automatically import. And in this case, see, we don't know what kind of a data is coming. See, array can come, data will come in form of array also, it can come in form of object also, right? So right now let's make it empty. First of all we'll check what kind of a data is coming from the API. So remember that rule, whenever you are writing the code in the front end, you need to first figure out what kind of a data is coming from the API. How we can confirm, how we can know this part, I will explain. So this is the first part, we have defined a state variable and done. Now comes the second part, defining the code for the API integration. So in the JavaScript, we have two ways. One is a fetch method or second is a Axios method. With the help of these two, we can do the API integration. Fetch is the inbuilt in JavaScript. So normally we refer to use fetch only. Axios is the external package. When I say package, I hope you're getting it. What is the meaning of package? We need to install this and then we need to import it and then we can use it. Okay, the way I have explained you about the bootstrap, right? We have this npm platform is there, so it contains multiple packages. So here we also have one more package that is known as Axios. So we can use that part also to do the API integration. But again, normally developers are not using it because it is a separate package. We have to install it externally. Instead of that, we have something known as fetch method. So with the help of fetch method, we can do the API integration. Now let's understand the syntax part. Fetch method, okay, C bracket. Now inside this C bracket, I need to place the URL of our API. So we are using this API URL, it is a product API. I'm sharing in the chat also. We'll go back. Let me share it in the chat. So in the same way, guys, you can also mention it inside the fetch part. So double quotes, place it, or single quotes also fine. Yep. Save it. Mm, oops, it is there. Okay. Chat. Yep. So as you mentioned, you all know about JavaScript. So how many of you know about the promises in JavaScript?
I don't know.
Okay, that is me. Only one of them knows the promises. Okay. Because now the next code that I will write in that Some basic knowledge of promises is required, but fine, we'll figure out. Till this part, is it done, guys? Till this part, everything is fine.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, okay. Still fine. Okay.
And I have a doubt in the
Mm-hmm.
div section. You added products. That is you.
Correct.
How did you getting white? Because I'm not getting it.
No, that is a default code. So the moment when you write the RFC, now if you press the enter, so you will get the.
I didn't get any products inside. It came empty section. Maybe I can add it manually.
I think manually, but normally it comes with the like by default code. It's fine. Have you defined the file name properly? Products.jsx.
Oh, okay, I said product, not products.
Well, that is also fine. So if you define product also, it is fine. But
Okay.
.jsx is there, right?
Yeah, .jsx. Yes, it is there.
And P is capital.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me try. I'll remove this.
Again.
I'll try for RFC.
For me also, it was empty. No
That's
products.
it's coming empty.
So there might be a chance. In my case, I have an older version. In the new version, they are not giving this default text. So it's fine. If you're not getting this one, it's fine.
Okay. Then I'll add it manually instead.
Although it is not required also. Normally we need to remove
good.
this part and we need to add our own code.
Okay.
Fine. So see now whatever code I am writing, that is a code for the API integration, right? And it will remain same in every situation. And now here normally we should know the concept of promises. Because of a time constraint, I will not explain the topic properly. I will give you the rough idea. Okay, what is the meaning of promises? See, in a JavaScript is a single thread language. If someone have an idea about Java, Java is a multi-thread language. It can perform multiple tasks at a time. But whereas JavaScript is single thread language. Single thread means it can perform one task at a time. Now, there are some tasks which require some time to execute. For example, if I write here console.log hello, and if I write here again, suppose console.log bye, and let us assume this fetch code is also there. So what will happen? Line number 8 will execute, line number 13 will execute, line number 10 execute later. Means after line number 13, line number 10 will execute. Why? Because it required some time. JavaScript will execute a task which will take a less time. Okay. But there is a situation where even though it takes so much time, even though it takes 1 hour time, but I need to execute this part first. Then only I want to move forward. Right? I can't avoid. See, I can't avoid the API integration part, even though it's taking so much time. Because if data will not come from the backend, my website will looks empty. So there we can solve this problem with the help of a promises. Like we have async await promises, we have a callback. It's like so many topics are there in a JavaScript. But here I will tell you how to use the promise part. There comes something known as dot then. Right? Now, what is the meaning of dot then here? So we have two terms are there. One is the dot then, one is a dot catch. So one is a dot catch, right? See, when line number 10 will execute, what will happen? This request will go where? To my server. Okay. But Atul, here we have not mentioned any method like get method, post. So by default, fetch has the method get method. By default, if you don't provide any method, it assume I am following the get method. Means my task is to get the data from the server. Right? Again, if you are asking Atul, how we can define the method, so we can define the method like this. Method we can mention post when you want to add some data, right? So again it required so much time right now. We'll not go in that much depth, but I'm giving the idea. So by default, fetch will follow get method. If you want to specify something else, we have to specify like this, right? Okay. Now let's part. Now when the code runs, the request will go from here to the server. Now when request go to the server, there are two possibilities. either request will successfully complete or request will fail. So if request will successfully complete, my code will go inside dot then. If my request will fail, my code will go inside the dot catch, right? So this code will return the promise to us. By default, fetch method returns the promise to us. So when we have a promise, so if you think about the real time things, when you give a promise to someone, so promise can be broken, right? Promise can be resolved, and it can be pending, right? There are three possibilities are there. In the same way, here also we have a three possibility, and here we are handling a two case. One of them is that if it is resolved, if data will go, if API will go to the server, everything is fine, we get some data back, so my code will go in a dot then. But if something goes wrong, some issues are there, in that case my code will enter in the dot catch. So I will show you both of them right now with this example. Now here the next part is that, okay, so whatever data is coming, I'm storing in the, okay, how many of you are aware about the arrow functions?
Me.
Arrow functions. Okay. 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 So Arul says no. I like arrow function. Yes, I like arrow function is someone more better. Okay. So Arul, for you, it's simple here. See if I define a sum function here, right? Correct. Console.log. Let's say hello.
Yes.
Now the same function I can define using arrow function. The things is that we can define the variable. It can be const. It can be, let's say, var sum. Now I replace the function keyword and I define the variable. After that, C bracket and then arrow and then curly brace. So if you try to observe syntax part, here we have added the arrow that is not there. And we define the sum as a variable.
Okay,
There
that
are
arrow,
multiple, yes,
the arrow key represents to the function.
correct.
Okay.
So it is a one more way of writing the function.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
So there are so many discussion on this part. If you ask me, see, this is known as a anonymous function, a function without name. In a JavaScript, we are passing, we are storing a function as a value. See, ultimately, if someone read this code, what they can say, I have defined the variable sum. It is holding a value that is a function. Variable can hold number. It can hold string also, right?
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
same way, in a JavaScript, we can use function as a value.
Okay.
So here we can see here, yes, this is a variable sum which is holding a function as a value.
Yeah.
So this part is known as arrow function,
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
right? Okay. And for remaining people who are in this front end part, guys, I recap. This is also known as the anonymous function. Anonymous function, a function without name, and this entire thing is known as function expression. That is very common interview question. Ki what is a function? See, this one is known as function declaration. This one function expression. This one arrow function or also anonymous function, right? Just a recap thing. And now if I go back and if you go back this now here, let me write the code. First of all, with the simple function C bracket response. We'll get some response from the API. This is the normal function, right? Now I will convert it into the arrow function by removing the function keyword and by writing here arrow. Okay. Now here I am telling ki whatever response will come, return it in which format? In JSON format. Now here there might be again doubt. See, normally this part should be like complete within the JavaScript, but fine. Some of you don't have an idea on this thing. Here what I am doing, what is the meaning of this line? In a simple term, whatever data is coming from the API, it is in a string format. Whatever data is coming from the API, it is in a string format. I am converting into the object format. JSON, JavaScript object notation. So at line number 11 to 13, whatever data I am getting from the API is simply telling them, okay, convert them into the JSON and give it back, return it back. Now it comes back. Now I'm telling, okay, now what to do? Again, there's a then. So whatever data is coming, See, here there can be a doubts and confusion, so no need to no need to worry on this part. You can discuss with me. I am removing dot catch part. Why? Because I know whatever code I am writing, it is not giving any error. There's no way it can generate the error part, right? So I'm not writing a dot catch here. So here I'm getting a data in a JSON format. Once it is complete, I'm getting a data here, and I'm telling you do one thing this time. Whatever data I'm getting, just console it. Now this entire code, if you ask me, this is the API integration code. We can make it more shorter, but I have written a simpler term. And in JavaScript or in any coding language, we always prefer to write the code in the blocks, correct? Now what I will do, a small change. I am writing one function. I will say fetch data, and inside this fetch data, I will place this entire code. Now it will looks more better. And then I will call the function fetch data. So simply wrap up the entire code in the function so that it looks more clean. Now guys, you can discuss the doubts with me. Achha, one more add-on. API can be anything depending upon the requirement. This res, see, it is a parameter, right? So it is not fixed. You have to use res always. To make it a meaningful, I'm writing res means response. You can make it ABC also. Same goes here also. Data, just for the meaning part, you can write ABCD, any variable name is fine because it is a parameter in the arrow function. Now, yes, guys, you can write the code. If someone have a doubt, please let me know so that we can discuss this part. And once it is complete, you can ping in the chat so that we can move to the next discussion. So guys, I'm again asking if someone have a doubt in this code because when you see it first time, it looks very complex. You can discuss with me. I will try to again recap on this part.
Atul, line number 14, that is also dot then only.
Correct. That is a dot then only. See, dot then will only come in a case of promises. So what is a promises? See, this fetch is a predefined method, right?
Yeah.
So internally in the fetch method, it will return the promise to us. So let me write a small code for you for this part. For example, function, let's say sample. This is a function that I am defining. Now I can say return new promise. This promise is a predefined concept. Now I can say this sample function is returning a promise to me. So right. So whenever I call the function, this sample function, whenever I call, I have to use dot then and dot catch. Dot catch is not compulsory, but dot then I have to use because here I'm telling ki this function is giving one promise. So the promise can be resolved, can be rejected. So I need to wait for it. So the further code will only execute once this will be complete. Now this same line of a code is there in fetch that is already defined by default, right? So because it is a predefined method, and that's why I'm telling this fetch method is returning a promise. In the same way, this line, this second line also will return a promise. That's why we write here dot that. Is it clear?
Yes.
So if you ask me, if someone explain me in this way, for me also it is very confusing. Normally it is not a way to explain this concept. In a JavaScript, we have to first discuss about the callback, promise, async await. So we need 2-3 classes to get the idea about this. But somehow I try to give idea what is the meaning of it. I hope something is clear.
Can you just explain once again? Just now you explained the promise of by entering another function above.
Okay, okay, fine. Wait. Just a minute. So you can say we have one predefined method, that is a fetch, right? Now this one is a predefined. Internally, how it works, how we define this fetch function, we have not seen this part. It is defined internally JavaScript. We already know this part. Okay, this is the method which is used to do the API integration. Along with that, we know this part, this function is return a promise. So when I say return a promise, right? So what does it mean? So it means somewhere in a JavaScript function is defined having a name fetch, right? And inside that, this function is returning a promise, new promise. Now it has again two part. The promise, one is a resolve, one is a reject. And depending upon the situation, we used to return that part. Either like we used to mention here, either res or we'll write here reg. See, that is a code I'm writing manually. I am writing a function which is returning the promise. But why Atul, how Atul? Depending upon my requirement, we write the promises. In case of fetch method, because here is the API integration. See, API integration is not a fast task. It is not like my code will go here and run instantly. No. The code come at line number 16, then it will do something internally. It will send the request to the server. The server will interact with database. So that will take some seconds of a time. So in between, there might be a chance it can be struck, it can be like rejected, right? And we want to do this part first. See, we want to do this API integration first, then only I want to move to the next step. So in a situation when some task is there that is very important to complete, but again, it will take so much time. There we will use the promise concept, because with the help of that we can put the control on our JavaScript flow. We can tell this part ki, okay, listen bro, this part is compulsory. First of all, complete this part, then only you will move to the next part. So in our API integration code, as normal, if you don't get API data, right, how you will move forward, how you will display the page. That is the reason this fetch method has the concept of promise inbuilt internally. Now
Okay.
something
Yeah.
is clear.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not getting confident whether it is clear or not because normally I used to cover like this entire thing in a 3 days of session. But fine, I hope something is clear. And if someone have a doubt, what I can do, I will share some articles, some things after the class. You can remember ki whenever I want to do the API integration, this one is the code. Now the same code can be rewritten with the help of Axios also. As I mentioned, for the API integration, we have one more way. That is Axios. You can see in some videos or some articles, some people are using Axios also for the API integration. And we have something known as async await. So I'm giving the idea about the term so that it become easy for you whenever you read some articles. So in the promise concept, we have some difficulty of code. Difficulty of code means the code becomes so lengthier. So for some people, it becomes so complex to understand. For that reason, the promise, you can say the upgrade version of promise is known as async await. Upgrade version of promise is known as async await. So we can use async await here also, but no, I will not writing in the code here because it can make you more confused. Leave it right now. So till this part, guys, whatever we have discussed, I hope something is clear now. Can we move to the next part? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Fine. Fine. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, whenever you need to do the API integration, you need to check the data from the API. Now, to check the API data, there are three ways. First way, as a beginner, I will write the code, I will run the function, and I will check it. So let's do one thing. Let's go to the component that is the app component. Go back in the app component. I will comment on the counter. You can remove it also. It's not required. Now call product and press the enter. Once it shows suggestion, enter. Self close it. Save it. Go back in the browser. Oops, where's the browser? Because we are consoling our data, so go in the browser and check in the inspect part. Right click, inspect. Nothing is coming because we have not write anything in the product component. So we simply want to check in the console. Okay, refresh again. Now there is some issue in the code file. Let me check what is the mistake I have done. So if you open the component here, everything is fine here, is fine, data is fine.
Is
Fine
it fine?
only.
Because you
Yes.
mentioned products under product.
Oh shit. Yeah, I write this code now.
Yes.
Let's check it again. So if you see now data is coming, and I think you all are aware about this thing. This is the array, right? See, array is there. Now array contain multiple objects. So this is the array of object. Array which contain multiple objects. In each, see if you click on this part, you can see in each object I have multiple keys which contain the information about the product. Now with this, I'm getting a clarity that the data that is coming from my API, it is a type of an array. So here I'm writing the empty square bracket. So I define a state variable product. Type is empty array. Why empty array? Because from my API, data is coming in form of array. For that reason, I define the value of the empty array. Right. And one more thing, although I think you know all this part, in the developer tools, we have one more thing that is a network. In network you can check your API. You can click on this part and you can see what is the request URL. This is the request URL. And if you see the method name is a get method and status code is 200. So when status code is 200, 201, 203 means everything is fine. There's no issue. When status code is 401, 403, 404, something starting with 4 means there is an issue from the front end part. When status code is 500, 501, 505, something start from 5 means the issue from the backend. The reason of discussing this part with you in a real time, when there's a deployment, when some task is given to you, when you check the code after deployment. So we used to cross verify this thing by checking the status code to get to know who did the mistake, a front end developer or back end developer. If it starts from the 4, means issue from the front end. If it starts from 5, issue from the back end. Okay, and in the response, you can again same thing. You can see that kind of a data is coming. You can see it here also, or using the console, you can see it here also. Anything is fine. So guys, once you can run the code and check in the browser whether data is coming or not.
Yeah, I'm getting the code is like a 20 and array, but again I get some error like unchecked runtime dot last error, and untime uncaught promise syntax error.
Okay, so you can yes, so you can share your screen, Shiva.
Okay. Host disable participate in this screen sharing.
Okay, let me make you a host here.
You see my screen?
Yes. Yes, everything is fine. Go back.
Here.
Do one thing, make it empty, make the entire console empty.
Yes.
So how to make it empty? Okay, you can refresh also. Fine, again refresh.
I think just now before sharing this
Yes,
screen
yes.
share, I done the enter this this white box complete. Before I run some product as a in
I think
dev.
that is an incomplete complete code is there. That's why I think we're getting this thing.
Okay.
Now it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So just now we have done this API integration part. Share the screen. Host disable participant share screen. You can make me a host again, Shiva.
An error.
Mm-hmm.
Some syntax error, I don't know.
Okay, so Judy, like we are making a host to you, you can share the screen.
Yeah.
So when today Shiva, you need to make host to. Okay, now I'm the host.
Yes.
So
Can I share?
host. Wait, I'm making your
Okay.
co-host. Check once. Are you able to share the screen?
I can't see your screen.
No. You have to share the screen.
Okay, okay. I can share.
Nope.
Where? Okay, share. Yes. In that screen, yeah. Can you see?
Oh, we are seeing so many red lines. So see, in your code now, if you see red lines are there. So first of all, press the control plus, like click on the product component, press the control plus, so that code become a little bit zoom it.
Where I need to?
Click on the product component, like, click anywhere, and then press the control plus. Control plus.
Okay.
Fine. So let's see. See, if it is showing red lines, means you're doing some mistake in the code, in a syntax mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
The first mistake is that line number 7, you forget to write a C bracket. Line number 7 after then write a open C bracket. Line number 7 after dot then write open C bracket.
Okay, here after then.
Yes, after then. Right. And then do one thing after line number 9. Line number 9, you can close it. So before two curly braces, you can close it. C bracket. But why two? I think remove one curly brace. Remove one curly brace. Again, let me see. Res, okay. Return res.json, that is fine. Curly brace will come first, and C bracket will come after curly brace at line number 9 only.
Okay.
Whatever you have right now, you can simply replace C bracket, and this is also fine. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Now same goes for line number 10 also, I think. Yes, line number 10, if you observe, we need to go to line number 12 and remove one curly brace and write C bracket.
Okay, okay.
Line number 12.
Line number 12?
Yes. Remove one curly brace from the last and write the C bracket there.
Here.
C bracket. It should be closing C bracket.
Yeah.
Now save the code, save it, and call this component in the app.jsx file. Just open the app.jsx file. Oh, app.jsx.
J6. Okay.
Now after line number 11, you can call the component. I hope you know how to call the component. After line number 11, go at line number 11, press the enter, and you can type few words like pro, open This arrow, opening arrow.
Where?
Here only you can type the wait in the chat if you observe now. This
Here.
is the one you can write. Yes. Now write the product. PRO,
Okay.
the component name.
Capital P?
Capital P. Yes.
Products.
Enter. Oh, enter. You have to enter it so that it automatically import.
Okay.
Now close it. You can close this way also, but try to use self-closing, like the way you use the image tag, input tag.
Okay.
Control Z. This is also fine. Self-close, yes. Save it. Now check in the browser. You already have a link in the terminal. Now check in the inspect part, right click, inspect console. You should have some data.
Console. Which one is the console? This one?
And the second one, along with element, the next icon is a console. Yes. Now, if you see reference error, useState is not defined. So you forget to import that part. You have to go again to the product component. If you again go, yes, and if you go on the top, see line number 4, you have defined use state, right? And we have discussed when you type the use state, there will be suggestion, press the enter. So now to solve this problem, what to do? Remove use state few, like you can remove something from a use state. Line number 4 at the last, use state is there, right? Remove it, like completely remove it.
This
one you can remove it. Yes. Now you can type again.
Okay.
USC.
State.
Right. S also. Yes. Now see it's showing some suggestion. Now press the enter here, click on it.
Okay.
Now if you see it is automatically import line number 1. Now you can close. Now you can close it with a C bracket. Use it C bracket. And just now we figure out data is coming from the APIs in form of array. So you can write the empty square bracket inside the use state, which means we are initializing our state variable with the empty array value. Yes, correct. Okay. Now save it. Now you can check. Hopefully it should work now.
Where was done? Okay, can follow this.
Right click.
Okay.
Again same. Yeah, data is coming. You can click on the array part.
Here?
Here, yes, you can click. Yeah, so your API is also working fine now.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you have to make me a host again. Then only I can share my screen.
Okay. I have to make it?
Yes. From the participant, you can right click, 3 dots will come, and you can make me a host.
From the here?
Yes, from Zoom. You can go to the Zoom. You can check in the participants.
Yeah, here only. So, yeah.
Check my name. The 3 dots are there. You can check. There's an option to make a host.
Okay. From here, okay. Where make host? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I will share my screen, guys. So done, minimize, fine. Oh, so this is the API integration code. See, right now it looks very simple to us. Yes, but in a real life, when you work in a companies, the API integration code is not that much simple. They have write the code in such a way that it can be scalable, right? For example, in a single application, what do you think is only one API we are using? No, in a single application, we have n number of APIs. So they can't write this code n number of times. So in the real life, the API integration code is very different. Okay, so we need to figure out that part. So I will show that part to you also. Let me show it right now only, because when you see the real life example, it make a more sense to you how it works in the real time projects. Documents. Scraper frontend. Okay, we'll open this part now. The application that I am like showing you guys, that is a one startup company. The last 2 years they have started, and it is built with the help of Next.js. Okay, so next, what is the Next.js? Again, it is a framework of React to solve the issues of a React, to make a React more fast, to add more functionality in the React. In the market, there comes one more, you can say, framework, that is a Next.js, right? So it is same as React, so you will able to understand that part. Whenever new framework comes in the market, so you only need to understand the folder structure and some rules and regulation. If you go in more depth, you will figure out the maximum things are same as the remaining framework or libraries. So if I minimize, and minimize. Now this is the again one code, for example, and let us say, see, in this code we need to find where is the API integration code. I will show you where is the API integration code. For that purpose only, I have opened this code. Pages. Now, if you use our like basic common sense, if it is a API integration, right, they're using a fetch method or Axios method. So I will do global search, right? I will simply say search for the fetch method. So this is the option for the global search. This will search fetch keyword throughout the code. Okay, it is taking so much time. Okay, huh. So if you see, right, guys, now it's showing in 24 places. We are using a fetch method. Now see, fetch. Okay, fetch. See, it is a path. See, if we're able to get it, it is a path, like services/fetch. I want to see the fetch method. Okay, let's go there. See, as I mentioned, depending upon the company to company, the people write the code in different way. See, they have write a separate file fetch, but don't confuse the TS, guys. See, this entire thing I'm discussing with you to make a more sense whatever we are discussing, how things use in a real time example. A TS is a TypeScript. Okay, you can say we have a JavaScript. On the top of it, we have a TypeScript, right? So if you add 20% features, we can say you can take 20 more features, and if you add in the JavaScript, it becomes TypeScript. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript, right? It has one extra feature, nothing else, and for that extension is a TS. Now, if you go and check here, if you minimize in the same way, minimize in the same way, let's see. As I mentioned in the real-time example, there is a n number of API calls, and as a developer, we need to remember a very simple thing from a day one itself. Always make a habit of write a scalable code that can be scalable, or it should be more readable code. Right now, let's see this code. See, even though you don't have any idea about the this Next.js, you don't know anything about TypeScript. But if someone read this code now, they can say, here, fine, get call. This is the get method to get data from the API. Post call. This is the API method to add a new data in the backend. Patch to update, to delete something. Right? So they, in this code, in the real-time example code, they have write the API code in a single file. They have given a name fetch.ts. Now, wherever they need it, they are importing it. Because if you observe, we are exporting each method. For example, in useTS, what they are doing, they are importing all these methods, correct? And if you observe line number 16, get call URL dot then. Now URL. Now what they have done, wherever it is required to use, there the UPI, their API can be changed. Like API can't be same for every request, right? So whatever is changing, they are passing on that part as a parameter, and remaining thing we know. So guys, is this part clear? This example like making a sense to you? Okay, yes, now we got the idea also. Okay. So just I want to like make you clear that the real time things are not simple. Like their code, the way they used to write the code is different the way we are discussing the code now. Is it clear, guys? Can you once confirm in the chat, yes or no? Okay. Yes, fine. Okay. Okay, so let me open the VS Code. Yeah, Shubham. See, I will use this API. I will implement it properly. Right now, we only write the code for the API integration. Okay, so in our discussion, we'll use the API properly. We'll show the data in the browser also. But just now I've shown you that things are different in the real-time example. The reason of discussing with you guys, when I am the fresher, when I learn the things, I have learned the same way. But when I enter in the company, I figure out that things are very different. So if someone tell me in the beginning only that yeah, things are different in the real-time example, so it make a more idea to us in our mind that we already prepare for the things the way we are seeing right now on the screen. So file, let me open our own code now. Open the folder. So we have a desktop workshop. Yes. Now let's come to the third phase, third part of our discussion. What is that? Now we go to data. Now how to display them, right? So we all have seen that we are checking, we are data in our console, means our data is coming at line number 14, right? Now, instead of printing the data in the console, what I want to store them inside the product state variable, right? As this data is dynamic in nature, data can be changed in the future. So it is dynamic. For dynamic data, we have discussed we need a state variable. We already have a state variable. And to update the state variable, what we have to use? Set products, right? So after line number 14, I am writing set products. Inside that, I will pass data. See, normally in our mind, it can come, ki, Atul, why you're not doing this way? Products is equal to, see, we can't do in that way. Reason is very simple because it is violating the rules of state variable. We can't update the state variable directly. It is not allowed. To update the state variable, we already have one method that comes along with state variable, that is a state product in this case. So to update the state variable, we have to use set product only. So by writing the line number 16, now what happened? Whatever data is coming from the API, it is now stored inside the product state variable. So guys, you can write this code, just write this code, and just to check whether it is working or not. I hope guys you know the concept of object and the array, right? Array may we have a square bracket, we have an index, right? So what I will do, I will write curly brace. Yeah, first of all, write the heading one. Why curly brace? In the last class, we have discussed in this JSX, if you want to write some JavaScript thing, the way we write the count variable, we have to write it in the curly brace. Otherwise, it will be treated as a string. So by writing in the curly brace, it will be treated as JavaScript variable. Now I'm writing here products square bracket 0. Then on a 0 position, I have one object. See, in the array, I have a 20 object. Right now, for simplicity, I'm telling you, okay, I will go to the 0 index. There is an object, and what I want. So we'll go back and check the data again. What we have. So in the object, we have the image, right? We have a category also. So let me do one thing. Here I'm writing image src, and I will say product 0 dot image, and here I'm writing title. Now I am simply displaying a single data image and title just to check whether it is working or not. If you save the code, if you go back in the browser, let's see, is it working or not? Oops. If it is not working, means some errors will be there. Refresh. Okay. So my application is closed. So I have to again run the code. Npm run dev. So you can see, guys, there is a product image and title that is not coming. So if something is not coming, the simple is there. Simply right click, do the inspect part, and go in the console. Okay, and a console, they will give the information. So what they're telling, can't console. Cannot perform a React state update on a component. Okay. Before that, if you see, cannot read the property of undefined reading the image part. Okay. So whatever data I am getting, they are telling we are not able to read the data of image. So why this issue comes? Okay, for a timing, let me solve the issue. I will explain you how I have solved it. Okay, so don't worry about this part, how I solve it. For a timing, I use something. I will explain this part to you. Height, and let's say height is 100. So guys, if you see, the data is coming in the browser. If I refresh, okay. So see, this is the way we are displaying the data. I am storing a data in a state variable with the help of this method, and then I am displaying it with the help of a HTML code. So guys, you can write the code and just let me know once it is complete. Then we will discuss how to display all the data. Right now we are displaying only single data for simplicity. But again, once you complete this part, just let me know. We'll discuss how we can display the entire data.
For me, it's not showing anything. I wrote the code.
Okay, so you can share the screen. There might be a chance some error will come. So have you checked in the console statement?
Yes.
Any error is there?
Yes, I see there's error. The too many errors. I don't know how to. There are too many uncaught.
Okay.
Cannot read the property something.
So okay, 1 minute. You can share the screen once here.
This is the code. Like my product is a no S. It's a product.
Okay, line number 5. Line number 5, if you observe, we have not defined the empty square bracket.
Line number 5.
Empty array.
Where exactly?
So inside useState, we have to initialize the state variable with some values. So inside useState, whatever you write, it is a initial value of product.
Okay, what should I write here inside?
Empty array. It's square bracket.
Okay.
But why empty square bracket, Shiva?
Because of the array, we for example, we required the size or something, right?
No, because data from the API is coming in form of array.
Yeah, and we the array we didn't mention any size also, but based on the how much data we have to fix that.
Yes, right. So if data is coming, data will come in form of object. I will define empty object there.
Yes, and I have small note. I got the data, but I have errors in there. I got the data, but there is a lot of errors here.
Do one thing. Okay, refresh once again.
Oh, okay, maybe.
So there is a one issue in this part. I will discuss that part, which will lead to the discussion about a one more hook. That is a useEffect hook.
Okay.
Because if you see in your console, that is printing infinite times.
Yeah, infinite times, yes.
Let's wait for the other people to write the code. So guys, once you complete this, let me know in the chat. Again, if someone have a doubt in this, just please discuss with me.
So in that link, that fetch the fake story API is this is a display what we have to show in that is the right.
Correct. So that API is giving some data,
Yes.
and we have stored in the state variable. And once we get data stored in a variable, we are using it to display that in the browser in the JSX.
Okay. And if I want to develop a own API like a application to interfere with the user interference before the login page something. So how it
So
is?
if you want to build your own APIs, now
Yes.
here comes the backend developers. Now
Uh-huh.
you need to learn about Node.js and the Express along with the MongoDB. See, because to get the data, you have to deal with data, you need a storage. MongoDB or MySQL, so that data will be stored in that database, right? And now you need to create a server, and server can be created with the help of Node.js in the Express.
Okay.
You can create the server with the help of Python also, with the help of Java also.
Okay.
So when we say MERN stack, so MERN stack means it is a complete package of a full stack developer where we are using only JavaScript language, both in the front end also and the back end also.
Okay. And
why it is
yeah, okay.
yes, Shiva. So why it is trending in the market? See, as a company, for example, to hire a two-person with a different language typical task. If someone knows Java also and JavaScript also. So it becomes so trending in the market because with the single language knowledge, someone can implement both the parts.
Okay, both front end and back end.
Yes.
And I have one question. This is out of the coding question. For example, if I know the front end and you are the backend person, you're writing the code in the backend, but I have to understand what you're writing, right? I have to understand how to create based on your backend. I have to write on the front end. Or if I write a front end, then you can make your based on my front end code, you can write a backend code. Which one
No,
might go first?
actually, what happens? Like, let me share my experience in this part also. See, if you are a front-end developer, right?
Okay.
So, if you are a junior, for example, in the companies, normally back-end developer has more you can say more power to control the data. See, we always try to make things in the back-end only because it will be more scalable, right? So when it comes about the changes based on the requirement, there's a discussion in the team. How we can implement this part. For example, sorting concept is there. Sort, like you want to sort the data in a ascending or descending order. So I can implement sorting feature in the front end also in the back end also. So when it comes about front end, I have to write the entire logic in the front end and I have to implement that part. Correct. So I will get some data. I will first get data from the API. I will store them and then I will write the logic for the sorting part. Whereas that same thing can be implemented in the backend also. So in that case, what I have to do, how to achieve that part, I can simply mention like this, short. So backend developer tell me, listen, Atul, if you want to get the sorting feature, do one thing, pass, call the API in this way.
Okay.
So you'll get data in the ascending order. So in this scenario, it is more scalable because whatever feature of whatever this feature they have implement the backend developer, this will work for entire APIs.
Okay.
Now, for example, in the Amazon website, if you open the mobiles, right? If you open the clothes, whatever page you opens, for you the pricing filtration is common.
Yes.
Correct. So there might be a chance they have implemented in the backend, like along with the APIs. Okay, when someone search about this, for example, price range. So price, I think it comes like this here. Depend. I don't know how they implement like this. It can go in the backend like this, or it can go in this also. P start. It again depends who is a backend developer and how is writing price start P
Okay.
and okay. So normally it is not fixed here, but yes, as per my experience, maximum time people try to implement the things in the backend, and backend will give us an idea. Okay, this is the API, this is the entire documentation. Use it. Now here, guys, one more add-on for a discussion. How backend developer works. No. Okay, I will discuss that part. See, backend developer says, "Ki Atul, this is the API. You're getting a data. Use it, display it." Right? Now, he can't write the entire code of front end. Backend developer can't write the front end code to show me what kind of a data is coming. Now, there are some tools where we can run our APIs. Okay, there are some tools where we can run the API without writing the code. What does it mean? So if you see in my case, we have something known as Thunder Client. Again, you can get this tool Thunder Client from the extension. The way we get ES7. Now, Thunder Client is a platform where people can check their APIs. Now, as a backend developer, if I make one API, I will paste it here, right? See, new request. On the new request, and here I can place my API. I can set the method name and I can simply click on send. If I do this part, I am getting a data, I am getting a status. Okay. So this will give me the clarity as a backend developer that my API is working fine and I'm getting the required data also. So when I discuss with my front-end developer, I can use this tool to convey him, listen, Atul, this API is giving a data like this, and you have a key like title, price, and description. Any doubt? So as a front-end developer, I will convey, no doubt is there. If it is there in future, I will ping you. So that is the one. When you become in a more senior position, now you will get the information in this way. The entire page will be there. Documentation will be there. Now, if I go in a more depth on this part, let's take one more example here, because see, the API part is the main thing in the front-end development, right? So I will open one more page. I think news API will be fine. There's one more free platform for the news where we can get the news. We can make a project where we can do news for sports, anything is fine. So let me check this part. This is the one. So there are so many platforms which are giving a service in form of APIs. Now for them, we have to refer their documentation part. And in a documentation, they have mentioned each and every information, how to use the API. What are the endpoints? Let me check that proper platform that is freely available. This is the one, I think, yes. This is the one.
Okay. If front-end developer knows the some language, they easily understand the backend also, right? Or they can put some more effect, learn some more.
No. For a front-end developer, I don't know about backend thing, right? See, in a company's backend can be built with the help of Java also and with the help of Python also. So in the big organizations like big MNCs like Wipro, TCS, their clients, maximum clients are using the Java only. Okay. So it depends. We never know that it is in a JavaScript only. If it is in Java, it becomes typical for you to understand. Right? If it is in a Python also, it is typical to you to understand the backend. But as a front-end developer, my task is very simple. The team will give me the APIs. They will explain me the functionality. They will give me the design part, and I have to implement that part.
Okay, they give you the APIs to you. Okay, that's how we get the fake story API. How we get like this? We can get the URL API.
Correct. So they will give this part, and again, today's discussion made that part is also there. How many of you know about Figma, guys? How many of you know about Figma?
No.
Now, Figma is a tool. You can say it is a tool of a design. So now in this journey, wait. See, reason of discussing all these things, we should know the entire roadmap of this you can say world, the front end part. See, what tools we have, how things work in the real time. So it give you more idea how to learn the things. Now, in the companies, we have a UI UX developer. Now, UI UX developer task is to build the design part. So if you're using some apps, see in India we have something Zepto and Paytm. Their UIs are keep changing.
Yes.
Right. So they have a UI UX developer, and see in a big company we don't have a single UI UX. We have a multiple. So they will make a design in such a way that it becomes easy for a developer to use, easy for a normal people to use. So if you see right now in front of my screen, there are multiple designs are there. Right. So what happens? Suppose this is the design they finalize. Now they will share this link to the front end developer team. Listen, guys, this is a design you have to clone. Now we, as per our skill set, either HTML, CSS, React, or JavaScript, will implement in this entire feature, entire design with the help of our front-end skill set. Now something is clear, Shiva.
Yes, everything is good. Yeah, cleared.
Clear now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is simple dashboard, and see one part and now suppose your client want some restaurant API. So your UI development team give a design, and design is ready now. And they're telling ki, listen, Atul, this is the entire design. You need to display the data in the same design. The card. Now, if you see there, 6 cards are there.
Yes.
Now, this is the data that came from the API. Now they can convey you. Design is same, but for a data, you can use the API. That API is given by the backend developer.
Okay.
Okay, Shiva.
Yes, I got it.
All good. What about other guys?
Till now, I got everything is clear, but I got a little bit raised out. For example, I know HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Okay.
So if I know the API from the backend team, if I get the API, and I know the React also, now I need a UI UX designing, or should I create like a portfolio, like display it and this?
See, UI UX is a separate category. See, as a front-end developer, it is not required to learn UI UX.
Okay.
Our task is simply to build the designs.
Okay.
Building a design is a separate category, separate developers. If you learn, it is additional to you, but normally people will not build. See, some people have a like interest in designing a things. Some people like, no, yeah, this is a boring task. I want to develop a thing, so they become front-end developer.
Okay.
Sure, now it's fine.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So now let's back to the Arul. Arul, you can share the screen here.
Can you
let me stop sharing the screen.
Make me host?
Yes. You can share the screen now.
Yes. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. See, I don't see.
Click on the okay, refresh the page again. So if nothing is coming, so I will check my code again, whether I'm calling a component or not. So for that, I will go inside the app.jsx file first.
Okay.
Yes, you're calling the component also. Then I will go back to the product component, open the product component again. Minimize the line number 8. Everything is fine, but yes.
Because I had a doubt. I don't know why we are using this question mark. Yeah.
No, that I will explain. Line number 26, if you see, you're using capital P. It should be small p.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, got it.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen now. I will explain that part also. Why have you used the question mark? The
expression, right?
Yes, yes. See, normally what happen in this case, how code works. If we start reading the code, line number 4, okay, we define a state variable. Line number 6, function declaration. Line number 18, we call function. Line number 6, we again go. Line number 7, we call the API. Then see, when API call started, right? Then there is a delay. Like our entire code is waiting for that part. Remaining code is waiting for the API part. Then it got resolved. Then we convert into the JSON format, and then we are printing it, and we are storing in the state variable product. Correct. So this entire process is taking some time, like millisecond or 1 second, whatever time is there. So what is happening? This entire code is executing before this part. This entire code is executing before executing this part. Technically, what should be happen? Technically, this part should be execute only when I will get the data in my state variable, right? Now, reason of putting a question mark is that don't give the error part. See, if data is not there, what will happen? If data is not came from the API, this product state variable will remain empty only. If it is empty only, I am not able to fetch anything from a zero index. So in this scenario, what will happen if the code and if I go back in the browser, will not get anything. Yes, async await, yes, Rahul. That is also there here. Async await is also there. So we go, and if we refresh, see, we are getting nothing, and there might be a chance we are getting any error also. It is only because in this scenario, what is happening? Your HTML code is executing first instead of your API code. Okay, so in this situation, when you know here everything is fine, but still there's an issue, we use a question mark. What question mark will do? They will simply convey ki, listen, bro, wait. I will wait. I will wait for the data to be come here. Once the product will get the entire data, then only I will run this code. So that is the reason when you place the question mark, now we are not getting any issue and we are getting the data. I hope the question mark part is clear. Okay, fine. But see, we don't want to display a single data, right? Our intention is to display the entire data. All the products, all 20 products I want to display. So guys, how many of you are aware about the array methods? When I say array method means a for, map, filter, reduce. For, we have a map. Okay, so Emily says yes, Subham says yes. No, but okay, no, okay, okay. Using map, okay, fine. Yes, yes, Rahul, we have to use the map method here. See, other people who doesn't know about the array method, see this give the idea now. See, you know JavaScript. I think in context of language like for loop, basic if else,
Yes.
but you need to go through again the JavaScript, right? So I will give you the topic names that you have to learn first, and then you can again enter in the React.js.
Okay.
Now these array methods are there. They are making the things easy when you have a data in form of array. We have a data in form of array. In this case, we have a data in form of array. Now array contain 20 products and each product is in form of object. So I have a data in form of array. So the map method is there to iterate the array. So we have 4 array method which will iterate the array. And say iterate means it is same as a loop only. See, loop is there, for loop, while loop, and we have an array method. Now, the point is that, see, if we have a loop, that is a for loop, while loop, for the iteration, why we have this array method? What is the unique thing in them? So, every array method have their own purpose. And the main difference that make things easy to understand to you guys, see, in a for loop, in a while loop, we have a control over the iteration. Control means you can control your iteration. You can start the array at index 0 also, 1 also, 2 also, from the last also. It simply depends upon the way you write the for loop. Whereas in the array method, it always starts from 0. It will always go till the end. Now to make it more clear, let me take a simple example. For example, I have this array. So as a normal developer, yeah, normal code learner guys, so you all know this part, I think. We have an array.length method in the JavaScript. So this is again one way of iterating the array, going to the array location one by one and printing it. So as I mentioned here, we have a control over the iteration. I can start from the index 2. Okay, I can start from the last also. And I can reverse it, right? So we have a control over the iteration. But when I tell about the array method, one of them is a map method. Syntax got changed. We have to write in this way. First of all, the array name, that is the ARR. After that, array method name. Okay. Now inside the map method, I will write the function. I will write the function. A function without, that is a anonymous function. See, it is also printing from a beginning to the last. Difference is that in the array methods, I don't need to convey this part from where to start, from where to end. It always starts from a 0. By default, it always go till the end. That is the one advantage of the array method. Second, in case of map method, what it will do, it has a power to return a new array. Now, in this case, I write something you can say known as let's say new. I mention a return val. I can mention here val multiply 100. So with this, now what is happening? Console dot this will generate a new array which contain all the values but multiply by 100. So here we can make one assumption. Key map method is used in a situation where I need a new array with some modification. Where I need a new array where I need some modification. Or it is a method with the help of that I am getting a new array with some modification. So that is a map method. Okay, same goes for the for each. We have something known as for each also. For each, but for each will not do any return part. It will only use for the iteration. You can go through this part, guys, again separately. I'm trying to give you the like in a hurry, in a faster way. I'm trying to give you the much idea. We have a for each, we have a map, both have a same purpose. So if I write for each here, same answer. If I write here map, same answer. Both are going to the location one by one and printing it. What is the difference? Difference is that map method has one more power. What is that? It returns the modified value. You can return the values by doing some modification that will be stored in the new array. Okay, so if you see here, we can also say divide by 10. Okay, why undefined? Because I have write the for each here. For each doesn't have a power for the return part. So if I write the map method here, if I run the code, now you can see I am getting a new array, has the values as per my logic. So that is about the map method. Now, syntax wise, we can convert the normal function into the arrow function. How? So simple arrow tool. We remove the function keyword and we write here arrow, it become arrow function. So this is all about map method, guys. Is it clear, the map method? Because we need map method in the code. So I hope this part is clear.
Yes, clear.
Okay. So what about other guys in the chat? Okay, I will say yes, clear. I think Rahul already know this part. Yes, we are using map method now. Okay. See, kind of a break in between. Just small question from my end, guys. See, guys, why you want to learn the React.js? Are you fresher or are you working somewhere else? Like, what is your intention to learn React.js? Anyone?
I'm right now learning a front end.
Okay.
So currently I know C, C++. Like I'm an embedded developer.
Oh, nice.
So I'm parallelly I'm doing the front end developing skills also I'm learning right now. So from
Okay.
SITA, I start learning from the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Mhm.
HTML, CSS I'm a little bit confident compared to JavaScript. So this bootcamp gives this type of workshop gives like a little bit of content, like what
Yes, yes.
at least basics. I know understand what the purpose of React, and
Okay, okay.
today I understand at least who is the responsible person, like a back end or front end. So this type of
Correct.
knowledge I can gain at least before proceeding further a little bit. So this knowledge I
Right. Got it. Fine. People are telling you, okay, React, okay, job, okay. Uh, uh, Anderson, see, sorry to say this part. See, plan is to discuss about the API, like AI integration part, but because maximum people are there who doesn't have the basic knowledge on React. So our entire discussion is going around the React only. So plan is to discuss something about the OpenAI chat integration in the like some project. We will define some project also. But the difficulty is that now maximum like doesn't have the basic clarity about the React, so it become typical to discuss that thing. So that's why that part can be missed in today's session. Okay. I am studying React, working a lot. Correct. From a STP integration testing. Okay. Wix platform. Correct. Okay. Okay. Fine. 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 Yes. Yes, guys. So a small input from here. See, I also have a doubt. Like for the last 1 year, I also thinking on this part. Uh, what next? See, I have idea about React.js. I have idea about Angular. What next I can learn along with the React.js? So if someone is want to enter the React.js, what I will just complete the JavaScript basic first. And once you complete JavaScript basic, then the React, and after that directly move to the next JS.
Next year, okay.
So yes, so that is the next part in the market right now. So companies are now moving to the next JS. So you can say Next.js is a 80% React and 20% new features, which make it more efficient. Okay. And because Shiva, you are from a C++ background, for you it
yes,
becomes very easy to learn JavaScript.
yes. I'm an electrical engineer, yes. So mostly I will play with the hardware, like a
Yeah.
chips.
Yes.
I'm little
Nice
bit
and nice.
interested. Yeah, I'm little bit
Okay.
interested in the front end.
I know the C++. In my school I have a C++ in 11th, 12th. I did my MTech algorithms in the C++ only. But
Okay.
depending upon the trend, I enter in the this JavaScript thing. Okay. Emily, yes. See, plan is to discuss the API integration, like AI integration also. I will give a rough idea. So today I will discuss the two tools of the AI. How to integrate this part because of a time constraint. Again, it is quite impossible to discuss. But I will give you the idea on this part how you can do that thing. It is same as the API integration. See, if someone want to do the OpenAI integration, guys, so the way we are integrating the API, in the same way we need to integrate the APIs from the OpenAI. Okay, need a API is yes. API, see, API consumption is everywhere now. Okay, let me first complete this part. Then I will again discuss this AI things. So see, we have discussed now how we can use map method, right? Now, I don't want to display the data like this. I don't want to display data one by one. See, as you all know, HTML, CSS, we can do in this way also. Copy and paste. And now I can write here index 1, index 2, index 3. But that doesn't make a sense because that is a lengthier code. It is not an efficient code or scalable code. So how we can do this part? Now let's write the map method. I am writing a curly brace. Why curly brace? Because now I am going to write a JavaScript code here. Because we are going to do the iteration part, we are going to write the map method, that is a JavaScript code, and we are writing it inside the return part. So we have to write the curly brace. The name of your array, that is the products, map method. Okay. So first of all, I will write the code that I have write in the previous example, function, value, and curly brace. And then I'm telling here return, right? Now you can remove the function keyword. You can make it arrow function. That is extremely fine. Okay. Now val is a parameter. Normally, as a developer, in the beginning, from the beginning, only make a habit of writing a good code. So a meaningful code, I'm writing a product here. It makes a sense also. Products array, a single product. Okay. You can add any name, but product is fine. Then in a return part, now what I have to return? See what I have to return here. So I have to return here again. See, I'm writing a C bracket. I am writing earth here. You can say a heading one, curly brace, product dot title. Save it. Let's see whether it is working or not. Yes, it's working. Now there might be a confusion. Let me explain the code again for you guys. See, remember one rule in this part. Like what rule I remember in this thing? This is the HTML code. This is the HTML territory. In this, when you want to write JavaScript code, you have to use the curly brace. Okay. Now, this entire code is JavaScript code. Now, what I am telling, I iterate the product array for each product, for every product. What I want from every product, I want to return. What you want to return? A heading. So ultimately, what will happen? This heading will be returned from this, and in this div, I will be have a 20 headings. Okay, when the code runs, ultimately you will get the 20 h1 tag here, and that is what we are doing this part. We are returning a simple heading, and inside this curly brace, I am writing what I want in the heading, a title part I want in the heading. So guys, once you can write the code, while writing the code, you can understand, and if someone have a doubt, you can discuss with me. So Rahul, okay. See, Rahul, the question of that key is AI is like taking the. See, yes. In my context now, there's no job of the fresher in the market. What happened previously in the companies? All this simple styling task, HTML code, basic JavaScript code. They used to give this task to the freshers. But now the same thing they are doing with the help of ChatGPT or with the help of AI tools. So yes, the risk is there. Yes, I already seeing in the market like freshers are not getting a job easily. Do we need to declare the key value? Yes, Rahul, we have to declare that part. I think you know that thing. There's one issue in this part. Yes, we need to define that key ID also.
But without hiring the fresher, how can they get experience? Like when they get experience?
See, think from this point, Shiva. Like if you are the co-founder, right, and you are building a product, and as a co-founder, you have to think about the cost efficiency. So, see, instead of hiring a developer, giving them 4 LPA every year, so I can give 1 lakh rupees as a service to the AI tool. See, we need experienced persons who can handle the AI things or tools, right?
Okay.
So for that, we need the expertise. It can be anything. See, if you are from an embedded system, you have a knowledge. You know how to deal with this kind of a like a C++ thing. So
Yes.
AI can't replace you very soon, but if you know how to use the AI in your job role, it's very simple. But for a fresher, it's very difficult.
Okay.
In the yesterday class, we have seen we simply design the code. Now I will show you in this example. In this example also, see right now we are displaying a design. Now I will display the entire design, entire data, and then to make it look more beautiful, I will simply ask ChatGPT. Previously, the same task is done by the freshers.
Yes.
So what is the future of the freshers right now then? So what they will do?
See, for me also, like it is a question in my mind. Okay, how I can guide the freshers part. What I thought, okay, I can guide them. Okay, do one thing, learn the LLM models, learn this part, how you can integrate the AI tools in the front end part. So at least when you enter in the companies, you can showcase this part. Okay, I have a knowledge about the AI tools. Along with the front end, I have a knowledge how to integrate them with the front end part. One small example in this part. See, if you work in any bank, so right now currently I'm working in the Lloyd's Bank. So in that company, they're not using AI tools. They simply convey we will not use the AI tools. They have the Microsoft Copilot, but using a chat GPT. But they are telling ki if somehow you developer figure out the way ki you can make your own tool of AI and you can integrate that part in the product, we are ready for that thing. So now one team is like discussing on that part, how we can implement, how we can build our own AI tools, how we can integrate the some model in the current code of the existing code. So as a fresher, if someone learn that part, now suppose I have built this application now, right? So in this application, how I can build any AI tool, how I can make a one page, how I can make an option of the AI tool, where the AI things is working in my same project. And to do this part, they are giving you in form of API. You can use the ChatGPT feature in your website also. They are giving you that feature with the help of API integration. See, styling part mein, again, I will show you some tools also. You will be like amazed, you will be shocked to see how come everything is implemented with the help of AI. But yes, so yes, that is the truth also. Juniors, freshers jobs are in the risk, already in the risk in the market. So we need to learn this AI tools along with the basic skills of the React and the front end.
Yeah.
Now, see, we get the idea on this part. Now, let me first complete this thing. Let me complete this UI part. Then we will discuss a lot on this thing. See, return may I have a heading. Now, I want to add image also. And see, one rule is there. You can't return multiple elements. You can't return multiple elements, right? We can return a single element from the component. See, if you see here only one element is returning. See, even though inside that we have so many code, but ultimately overall we are returning a single div only. In the same way, here if you observe, I am returning a single element, single tag only. But what if I want to return one more tag? Okay, let's say one more tag. So it will generate the error part. So if I write the p tag here, see it is showing the red line. So how we can tackle this problem? We have to wrap up all of them in a single tag that you can say in a div. And then you can simply convey, okay, this is the part, right? Heading. And now inside that I can write multiple tags. I can write here product dot description, save it, go back in the browser. See, now I'm getting the also and description also. Now here is a small use case of ChatGPT or any AI tools. See, we can do this part in the VS Code also. If you know, like there is a Copilot, you can click on this in a VS Code, guys. Also, we can integrate the AI things. Let's use that part now. If you click on this button, use Copilot for a free. So instead of going to the new browser, open a ChatGPT, write the code there, we can do each and everything in the same platform, right? So I will show you with the both the parts. First of all, let me give an idea about ChatGPT because so many of you have an idea on this. Now, see, the same thing previously is done by fresher. Now I have write the code. Now what I will do, I will ask a fresher, okay, listen, this is the design and this is the data. Write the code, complete the code and complete design part. When I say complete the code means apart from heading, apart from title description, we have some more information. So if you check the API information, let's see this part now. In the console, see I have in a single object. If you see, we have so much data, right? This is the entire data is there, right? So what I will do now, I will convey to ChatGPT, listen, this is the data. Give me the design for my code. Right click, copy the object, simply copy one object. Now we'll go back in the AI tool. Let's refer a ChatGPT for a time being. Now see how I'm using it now. I have to simply convert to my ChatGPT what I'm doing right now. So I'm displaying product data. Okay. Is having weight. Using React product component, right? And let me place the data here first. Then I will go back and this entire data I will copy. I will go to the ChatGPT. I will place that entire component here. Press the enter. After placing the entire code, now I will say here is the complete product data. Complete the display data part for the. What I convey, simply convey, I have a code, I have this entire code, I have a data product. So I simply convey them ki with the data, complete the code. Okay, and we forget to mention the one line also using a CSS only. So now what it will do, it will generate the entire code for us.
But my question is, if there is like child-parent relationship or little bit complex, if we think like that, will it be able to like give the whole solution like that?
Yes, see, it will able to give a solution also. Now here comes the point of experience. See, as a fresher, it becomes typical to figure out a solution. But if you have at least 1 year of experience, you can modify that part. It will not completely give the code. There will be some small changes because I have tried that part in a 2-3 application. So we need some small basic information. Sometimes what happen, it will write the code in the wrong way also. It takes some different context. So yes, we can't fully depend on this part. We need someone who can understand the code. So for example, right now we have the idea, we know this part ki, okay, map method is there. We have a clarity ki how to do the API integration. So based on that, we can refer this code, we can take this code. But someone who doesn't have any knowledge, for them, it's typical to implement the complex thing. So this entire code I will take. Okay, this entire div I will take, for example, let's see this part now, go, and I will place it here only. Save it. Let's see how is it looking. Okay, okay. So if you see, it is showing all the information. Now what I will do, I will convey this part. I will go in a back in a chat GPT. Create awesome product card design using CSS. Now it will generate the styling file for us, same as in the yesterday class, guys. It create the entire design, and we have a separate file, product CSS. I will copy the code. I will go back, and I will not place it in the separate file. What I do, I will go in the app CSS file. I will remove this entire code. Yeah, I will comment out, paste it here, save it. We'll go back. So here I want to show this part to you, how things change in the market now, how people are using this kind of a tools in the current market. Copy up. This is the same code now. I think this is the one or second one. I think it will, yeah, it is there. Previously, the same thing is done by the freshers, and they used to take around 1 day time to complete the design part. Now, if you observe in a span of a second only, the entire part is complete. And let's see whether it is looking good or not. Okay, so again, you can make it more better by giving a proper prompt, but now you can see it how it works. So guys, I hope the remaining part you can complete, right? See this design part, again, you can refer this ChatGPT tools to make it happen. Anyone have a doubt in this thing? Any questions?
No.
Atul, if we have
Yes.
multiple components or multiple pages, it's a very large application, then
Correct.
which one would be the best practice? Putting all the CSS inside app.css or having a separate CSS for each and every component?
Yes. So in the real-time application, yes, we have the separate CSS file. Okay. So if you ask me, let me explain that part also. How it works. So we should have a component folder first, for example, and after that in a component we will have one folder. Suppose you need a component for the filter. So I will have a filter folder first. Now inside the folder, I will have a two files. One is filter.jsx and one will be filter.css file.
Okay.
Filter.css. Now it make a more clarity and more easy to handle the code, because now we have separate out in a proper way. Okay, I have one component name is filter. Now there might be a chance that in a filter component we again have some sub components. So for that I will again make one more filter. I will make again one more folder. For example, in a filter may, but we can have range. For example, I want to write the code of the range filter in a separate component. So I will make a range here. Inside the range, again I will write two files. So by doing so, it become more readable as compared to write the code in a single file.
Yeah.
So yes, you are correct. In a real time, we will write the code in a separate file in a CSS also.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Can you show me the ChatGPT prompt?
You can try from your end. What you have to do, let me again give a recap. First of all, tell to your ChatGPT that you are displaying the product data using the record component. Then place your entire code there.
Okay. 1 second.
Then at the last, you can convey the data part. Whatever data, see, you can take a data from the API. Okay, to make things easy for you guys. Click any one of them, copy the object. This data you can copy and paste in the ChatGPT and you can convey. Now I need to display this data also. Yeah, this is the following data I want to add in the above component. And convey in the only, say in my case, I have forget to add the CSS also. Here's the complete product data, complete the product display, data design using a CSS for the following data. And guys, you don't believe this part is people are using this thing for the last 2 years. More than 1 year, on an average, you can take for the last 1 year, people are using all this thing. Yes, someone is asking a doubt.
Yes, no doubt. I had just a question, like, what is your suggestion regarding the freshers, like those who are new in this sector and looking for an opportunity?
Yes. See, what I can convey, it is not like there will be no job in the future also, right? You can learn this entire front-end tools, right? See, so many depends upon which company you are targeting. The companies like this, Google, Amazon, all the big companies, they will hire people based on a skill set like coding skills, lead code, all this part, right? But once you want to enter in the mid startup companies, if you are good with the basic understanding of this API integration, see, you don't have to learn the LLMs and the AI thing. No, you should only learn this part key you integrate the AI tools in your React application. Somehow, if you're able to show this part key, you have integrated the AI tools. There are so many tools are there which are providing the APIs. See, right now we have built one project where I use this API. That is a fake store API. In the same way, in the market, so many companies are there which are providing their AI features in form of APIs. So anyone can integrate that API in their code and they can use it in their product. So you can integrate, you can learn this part and build some 2-3 projects just to showcase that you have the good idea how to integrate the AI tools in the front end.
What does it mean? Would you please elaborate a little bit? Like previously, those who are full stack, we used to use like different API to get data, then show it on the front end. So how to integrate like AI in our front end? What does it mean? Would you please elaborate?
Okay. So let me take one example also for this part. OpenAI. Should I have open? Okay, write the wrong spelling. 1 minute. OpenAI API documentation. This is the one example for the OpenAI API integration. There are so many tools are there which we can integrate. When I say integrate, what does it mean? So you have to refer the documentation of that part. So if you see, this is the platform, the ChatGPT, that is the OpenAI. They're providing a documentation where you can read and you can integrate the API. So it's loading still. Let it load it first. I think on a docs. Yes. So are you able to see this screen right now, Rahul?
Yes, yes.
So if you see, this is the entire page for this API integration. So API reference are there, docs are there. If I click on the docs part, when a docs, they will let us know each and every information. For example, if you see OpenAI developer platform, so they're telling the information also. See, if you want to import the AI tools, this is the entire, you can copy and you can paste. And if you see what is the model name, they're telling use the GPT-4i, you can say model name is there. And we need to see import OpenAI from the OpenAI. So to install, to like use this entire thing, you have to install the OpenAI package. So here, what is the meaning of package? For example, if I go back in this part and if I need to integrate the OpenAI things here, see, I want to make a small input field where someone can write the code and they can get the answer from the AI. So for that, first of all, I need to install one package. The package name is OpenAI. Once I install the package, then I need to write this code that they have convey in the documentation. This is the entire code I have to write. And we can write in the Python also and the JavaScript also. See, what is the input here? Write a one sentence bedtime story about the unicorn. And I'm getting an output here. So this input can be dynamic in nature. Means I want this input from the user. Now we need to learn this part, how we can get data from the user. I think, Rahul, you know this part. From the input tag we can take data using a on change.
Yes.
Any idea on this? So from the on change, you can take a data, you can store in the state variable, and then you can write that variable name here. This entire code will work, will execute the code, and you will get the answer in this variable. Right now they're consoling it, but our task is to display them in the browser. So yes, see, this is a small example I'm telling you. In every AI tools, you will have a proper documentation that you can go through it. If you ask me to write the code now, yes, see, it is typical for me. There might be a chance some mistake will be there, but we have to read the entire documentation for a small mistakes. See, for example, they are telling make your first API request in the minute. So if I click on this thing, now here they have write the entire code also. Now this is the JavaScript code. Suppose I will copy the code and now what I will do, I will go back in the AI tools. I will tell I need to integrate open AI using below code in React. Convert it in form of component, right? So do this part, enter. That is JavaScript code, right? React may have a component. So if you see now here, what they have tell, the entire code is there in front of me, along with design part also. Now that is the way I'm trying to convey. You need to integrate the AI, like open AI code. Now, if you see here, the handle ask, they have write the proper name. Let me do one thing, copy the entire code. Let me explain this part to you. The reason of not discussing that part directly is that because some people doesn't know about this API integration thing. Just now we complete that part. So what is the component name here, guys? Component name. What is component name? OpenAI chat, right? So I will make a name. Place it there. Okay, spelling is correct. Correct. Okay. Now in this, what are the few things? If you see, we need to write the API key here. See, OpenAI API is available, but not freely available. We need to purchase the API key. So all the APIs, all the AI tools that is available in the market, we need to buy it, we need to purchase it, right? So if you see import OpenAI from the OpenAI, so by seeing this line, it's quite understandable. They are installing one package, and the package name is OpenAI. Once you install this package, it will come inside the file that is a package.json file. You can see here in the dependency, there will be one more package name as OpenAI. So it will take some time, then you will get this package name.
But the API key, there are like free API key also available, or
I think free is also available. I have not tried that part. Free also available. Right? There might be some different platform, different AI platform which got a free AI tools. But for the OpenAI, we need to use the key. And to get the key, what is the main issue? Now you need to give your debit card information, your credit card information to get the API key. So if I go there, for example, if I click on this API key, I think I have to log in there. And wait, model pricing is there, right? If you see here, see there's a pricing for all this thing, right? And it is very, very huge price. We can't, as a student, you guys as a student can't buy this part. And I think which one we have to take. There's so many model that you can take. But there is a one which is cheaper one. Well, yes. So you can say for a testing purpose also we can't use it, because we never know once we integrate this part, even though we're thinking okay, $3 is a mini one, and when we start using it, how much he will like how much request will start and how much it will be cost to us. So whole snapshot, wait. Well, in short, I hope you're getting this part, Rahul, what I'm trying to convey.
yes, now I get it. Yeah. But it would
So
be
this,
better if you can see and like the
yeah, yes.
result.
See, for that now, what I will do, I will share some YouTube links to you guys. So there are YouTubers who do this part in a proper way by showing with the example also. Right now here I have a constraint because so many people doesn't know about the basic of a React. That's why it's become typical for me to complete the things. But see, by discussing the API integration, I hope you understand in the same way we have the APIs in the market for different kind of features. And see, in this code, if someone observes, they're using a try and catch. Now, yes, there might be a chance here. A few people doesn't know about try and catch block. What is try and catch block? What is error handling? But yes, what about remaining guys? Guys, is it good now? Are you able to understand all this thing that we have discussed just now?
Yes.
Yes.
Some things clear in the mind. Yes, okay. Now we got the idea also. So when I'm telling about, you can go through in this part ki how I can integrate multiple AI tools in my project. If you start doing that part, do this part every week, yeah, every 1 month, build one small application, showcase in the LinkedIn, and done, which will attract the recruiter attention in your profile because you are in the trend. You're using the front end and you're using the AI tools also. And see again, one more part here, using a AI tools doesn't means using a chat GPT. That is a now older way. Okay. Using the AI tools means you are integrating them in the front end application. The way that someone can integrate this part. Now, one more example of a AI tools, like we are in the end of a session. Let me showcase some more AI tools to you. I have discussed about the Figma part, right? So Figma part may now also we have AI tools. Now people can simply give the command to get some kind of a design. Right. Let's take an example here now. I will open the Figma. I think it is already open.
After this
Loading.
Figma, can you copy paste in the chart for OpenAI chart you mentioned right in the code? Can you copy paste here?
What is it? Prompt or which part here?
The OpenAI chart in the VS Code there is a code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you paste it in the chart?
This one.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
useful.
this entire code, no?
Yeah.
So you can get this code again in the from I can share this link part also, like this link from where we have
Yeah.
taken the code. This one, quick start API mode response. Yeah, this is the one. I simply take this code, I simply convey the same code I copy and paste in ChatGPT and convey, okay, convert that in the form of React.
Okay, at
So
least
this
share
one I
the
will
link.
share with you guys.
So that means for integration
Yes.
and AI tool on our front end, we don't need to have like knowledge about artificial intelligence or something like that, like machine learning or anything like that.
Correct.
Mm.
But if you have it is advantage. If you have it is advantage, but it is not compulsory. See, in my case, because in my MTech, in the starting first year, I have a plan to go in the AI things. I learned this AI tools like data science is there, Python is there. But then COVID comes, so I jumped into the JavaScript and a front end tool to get a job first. So what I understand right now, you don't require the complete knowledge of this AI and Python. No, you should know. Yeah, something is there. This is the code. See, they know. This platform also know this part. If people doesn't know about the AI things. As a developer, if I am a developer, I don't know how to do this part. That's the reason they are giving the code to us. Listen, you can refer this code and you can use this code to integrate our application in your application. So in the same way, in every tools, in every API part, you will get the code, you'll get the help from them.
So that means for integration, we just need the API key. So those
Yes.
who are like full stack, who can like backend and front end, they can like get data from that API key and like make it front end. So
Yes,
it is
yes,
just
correct.
integration. Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Yes. See, in a YouTube also, if you search some application, building the OpenAI, building a ChatGPT clone, you will find in the 2 hour videos, the 1.5 hour they will do the HTML, CSS, and React code only. The 30-minute they will only discuss this part, how we are integrating the API code, like again, same way, how we can integrate in the form of API.
Yes.
Rahul, is it fine?
Yes, this is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There might be a chance some additional things are there, but as per my current knowledge, I think this is the only thing that is going in the market right now. If you see some more questions are there. So you recommend we use OpenAI in our coding. See, yes, definitely. But normally, if you're the fresher, don't use it as in the beginning, because if you use as a fresher, the AI tools, your habit, your learning part will be stopped. After 1 year, after 6 7 months, once you get a basic understanding, once you have the idea how we can figure out the errors. Normally, what happen now, if some error is there, what people used to do, they simply take the code, copy it, paste in ChatGPT, and say what is the solution for that part, debug the code. So it will impact your debugging skill. So in the beginning, to resolve the issues, don't use ChatGPT completely. But yes, after 6 7 months, once you have a strong understanding, then you can go ahead on that part. Okay, Michael.
Yes.
Fine. No, we are in the Figma part. I'm showing you in the Figma also there is a AI integration.
Yeah.
Let's say if I want to create a new Figma design, although we are not UI UX developer, okay, but assume draft wait.
By the end of this section, before closing, can you show me the GitHub yesterday I asked you, right? How to.
Sure. We'll discuss that for there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me click on the home page. Yes, my laptop is now again hanged. And there are some tools where you can place the URL of the website and you can get the code. You can simply place the URL of the website and you can get the complete code. So that kind of a tools are also there in the market. Now here, if you ask me a question, but Atul, if that is the things here in the market, so what is the use case of front-end development? If everything is done by the AI tools, see, take an example of Amazon. See, Amazon can't put his entire code in the AI and he'll ask about do this kind of features, right? No, right? For that, they need a developer who can write the code. The big companies, the big banks are there. They can't put the entire code in the AI tools because there is a privacy thing that is there. They can't put the entire customer data in the AI tools. So there in that place, we need a developer. And again, they need somewhat experienced developer. Yes, freshers hirings are there. It is not completely gone. Still, it is there. If you're good in the skill set, if you're good in the coding part, still there's a lot of opportunity in the developer jobs also. But again, I'm telling if you have a front end skill set, along with that, build some projects which contain some AI integration tools. Now, suppose this is the AI, this is a Figma design. Previously, what happened? The Figma developer used to write the design, creating the box, every card, every design from a scratch. Now, what happened? You can press the control, okay, this box will come, right? In my case, it is not coming properly. When you have a prime, a paid version, you have a much better tool. Now here you can click whatever you want. For example, I click text to design, AI assistant. When I click on this part, it will open a new page for me. So here in this Figma now, I am integrating, I am opening a new AI tool, which is text to design, AI assistant, right? So I will give some text to it and he will create a design for me. Okay, so we need to log in here. So guys, although it is not that much cool, it's very simple. We'll write the text, create the product design, create the you can say front end design like a home page. So it will create design part only. Okay, you can search, you can go through on this part also. But again, as a front end developer, we don't need this thing. The cool thing that I figure out is something same.dev. It's something known as same.dev. As the name suggests, same.dev, it will do the same task. So simply provide the link to it. It will try to clone the entire website and will give the code to you. So what we'll do, we'll try to clone the code of SITA.dev. So this is built with the help of WordPress. But let's see if I copy the code, copy the URL, and now I will place it in this. Let's see. Or do one thing, guys. Anyone of you can share the screen because
I
in
can
my
share.
system, I think some issues are going on. You can share the screen here.
Can you
It
give
becomes so
the
fast.
can you give the
I think you already have access. You can try now. Open this website same.dev.
yes. Did you see the screen?
Yes. Oh, just press the enter. Yes,
Can I go
login.
to-
Then yes, you can log in. Now, see in this, right now it is a, like you can say, freely available. See, they are providing us in a free. The reason is there. The more input we'll give to this model, the more it will train. So ultimately, we are using this platform. It is helping them to make their model more trained. But once their model becomes so precise, so accurate, they'll make it paid. Now in this platform, like you will be amazed to see they will give you each and every information, every code. They'll give you the option of deployment also. So they will convert the entire code in some. I think they have converted the code not in the React.js or some other tool is there. It is a Vue.js, and for the designing part, they're using a Tailwind. So limitation with this platform is that they're using the Vue.js and Tailwind for a design part. Yeah. So click on the code. Click on the code option. If you see the third option is the code. Yes. And if you see app.tsx file in the src folder, src is app.tsx types it. Okay, right now they're completing it. It's still pending.
So
what about the main.tsx?
main.tsx.
Okay. I think still going through the code, I think, because it contains multiple pages, so that's why taking so much time.
Yes, and so now the SITA.dev, the backend, how they wrote the code for the website. So enter that website is creating a copy right here.
Well, how it works internally, I also don't have an idea, but I think there's a one model who try to figure out the design first. I think taking a image, and based on the image, they are writing the code in using this Vue.js.
Okay, based on the image, they're taking the text of image and they're generating the code.
Yes. So again, whatever model they are using, we don't have an idea on that part how they're taking the code. But if you see the data is coming now, I think some layout.tx, click see.
Yes.
If you see here in this higher, you can see the text also. In the layout, if you click on layout part, layout, higher, learn about us, career. So we can see all these lines in the websites also.
Yes.
So that is again a very strange thing, shocking thing. They are generating the entire application by like simply giving URL, entire app is ready. Now, if you ask me if this is a scenario, see, they are creating the first design in the code. But what about scalability? If you want to scale it, so there comes the developer part. So in a market, if someone knows the AI thing, someone knows how to use the AI in an efficient way, how to make a things code more better, they are able to survive without any difficulty. Okay, okay, fine. So guys, I see this. There are so many tools like this. Okay, that there's no limitation on this part. In the market now, some more developers are there who are trying to figure out how we can use the AI to solve some problems. So there's no limitation on that thing. So yes, we can wrap up the session now only. But before ending, to the people who want to learn the React.js, I am writing some topic names that you can go through. Okay, after the sessions also
Can I
in
stop
the
sharing?
chat. Yes, you can stop sharing here.
Okay. So first order of the front end is first HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then React.js.
Yes, you can say
Then
that
next
part.
Next.js.
Next.js is see again depend upon to which company you are targeting.
Okay.
See, right now in my current company they are using a React.js only. I think in the startups, in which startup companies they are fine with Next.js.
But
So
when will come the
it.
Angular? Is the Angular is possible to come any Angular JS or Angular thing?
See, Angular is no. Angular is a new. It's a very different thing. See, it's very typical to learn Angular once you start learning React.js. Angular is somewhat typical as compared to React.js.
But I
Okay.
can edit.
In my
Like,
case,
I can edit, like if you know the React, it will be
Mhm.
easier for you to learn Angular. And
Correct.
Angular and Vue.js,
Yes.
those are like almost same.
Correct.
But React is bit complex rather than Angular. So if you can if you can React, it will be easier for you to learn Angular, and it will not take
Angular.
that much time.
Yes. Right. So in my case, same happened. I enter in the companies. In my starting of a journey, I learned the JavaScript and React.js. But in the first company, they asked me to do the Angular thing. So I have to learn the Angular from a scratch. I work in the Angular, the first project in Angular only. So what I can say, both are same. If you learn any one of them, it becomes easy for you to learn the second one.
Okay.
So guys, React may, if someone want to enter, see some topics are there that is somewhat important to learn to crack the interviews also. One is the life cycle methods. And for that, you should need a basic idea about class component. Okay, then after lifecycle method, so we have not discussed about the routing. Routing means getting the multiple pages in the React application. For that, we have a separate package. So you can go through routing topic also. API integration may you can see we have not complete it properly because we have taken a simple example of API integration. There is one more topic left. Let me cover that part also. Then we can wrap up the session. So API integration, so you can go through more. And then we can say form handling, a form validation. Form handling is a one topic. State management, it's giving suggestion only. State, or let me write the hooks also. Use context, and then come here, Redux. And apart from this, we have use memo, use ref. Like so many hooks are there. All of them are very easy. It's not that much typical. And in JavaScript, I will show you one link, guys. That is a Namaste JavaScript. Okay, I will suggest you all to watch that video. It is in a proper English. You will love it a lot. Namaste JavaScript. Why this is required? Because if you want to give some interviews, we will ask some questions, and you will get an idea on that question on these sessions. Okay, the name is Namaste JavaScript. Namaste spelling is correct. Namaste. Okay. Anything else? And fine. Yep, that is. See, some more things are there, but again, when you go through all these things, you'll get to know the remaining parts also. Now let me complete the React. Yes.
All are
Yes.
YouTube videos, this list?
YouTube videos. See, this is the only YouTube part that I'm telling you. But
Okay,
yes,
okay.
if you want all these things, Jagdish, I will send the information in the proper links. And today only he will share it in the YouTube links.
Okay, okay.
So in the recording videos, in the description, you can find the all required links and the tutorials that you can refer to make yourself more good in JavaScript and in the React also. Fine, guys. Now one last part is there that is somewhat very important to cover. Let me cover that part. See, there is a one hook known as useEffect. useEffect hook is again a very big topic, but let me cover in a simple way to you guys. See, right now, if I open my browser, okay, and if I remove all the comments, console part, if you see, it's coming infinitely.
Yes.
If I again go network part and let me check what is happening. So actually, what is happening? The APIs keep calling, keep calling. There's no change, no stop in the API part. Now means something wrong is happening in the code. Now what is that part? Now to understand that part, let's go through the code again. We have discussed one small line in the beginning. Whenever state variable change, entire component re-renders. Okay, fine. So let's start the code again. Line number 4. Okay, fine. Line number 6. No, line number 18. Okay, we call the function. Line number 6, we enter in the function, calling the API. That is fine. Then that is fine. At line number 14, what I'm doing? I am changing my state variable. Changing the state variable, what does it mean? Changing the state variable means calling, like you can say, run the code again or render the code again, which will again cause the function 18 again, line number 6 again, line number 7, line number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, line number 14. what is happening here? State variable change means again the entire component re-render, which means again line number 4, line number 18, line number 6. So I hope guys you're getting it. Why it is an infinite? Is this part clear? Why it is entering in the infinite loop?
Yes, it is calling the API again and again.
But why? Because at line number 14, I am changing a state variable. So when it could change, the entire code again runs from the scratch. Because of that, line number 18 will again call, which again call the API, which again update the state variable. So it is keep going in the same way. And that is the reason we are seeing we are getting so many console statement. Now, how to control that part? So to control that part, we have something known as use effect hook. Use effect, and again press the enter to import it. It's not coming. Input part is not coming. Use. Wait, that's why I don't want to use the Copilot. How to close it? Close it. See, because of this part, now this Copilot, what is happening? The moment I'm writing the code, it's showing suggestion me. See, USC. See, the entire code is coming. I have to press the tab only. Okay, all this thing is happening because of this Copilot. If someone want to stop it, you can click on the manage Copilot. Oh shit! No, not like this. Well, we need to close it. There's some option to close it. Okay, leave it. Right now we are not doing it because we don't have a much time. So use effect, and inside that we have an arrow function. See, use effect is there. If you see inside that, I have one arrow function, right? Now, and I have one square bracket. Now you can say use effect is a one hook. It is accepting two arguments. One argument is arrow function, and one argument is an empty square bracket. Now, what is the solution for that part? You need to simply place this function inside this. If you do this part, and again, don't forget to import it. In my case, because of a Copilot, suggestions are not coming. I'm writing it here. Save it. Go back in the browser, and now you will see if I close it, if I refresh, it is only executing one time. Okay, but Atul, how? Why? The reason of why is that use effect is a hook which is used to perform side effects. Now, what is side effects? Leave it. Let's make it very simple. When you use the side effect whenever you want to do the API integration. We use the use effect whenever you want to do the API integration. So
but what is the necessity of this third bracket, that is square bracket?
So that is a dependency array. It is known as dependency array. So there are three possible ways of use effect. One is that don't use anything. If you don't use anything, in that case, it will behave same as previously. Like same means you will get infinite call of the APIs. By putting the square bracket, we are telling ki listen, this should run only one time. Only one time. That is in the beginning of the React application. I simply put the control on this part, no need to run it infinite times. So that empty square bracket is known as a dependency array. Because of that only we are able to control that part.
So we never need to write anything on this empty bracket, yeah?
No, now there comes the third use case. What is that? Suppose I define one more state variable. As I mentioned, it is known as dependency array. Now, in this scenario, I have defined one more state variable count. Now, what will happen? The moment count will change. The moment count will change, whatever you have write inside this arrow function, that will be again execute. Now, just to show this part, let me do a very quick code implementation. We already implemented the on-click feature in the last class. On-click. When someone click on this part, I'm telling increment the value of count. And here I'm providing a dependency part. So what will happen in the beginning? First of all, it execute one time only. If you observe, one time it execute. Now, the moment I click on the button, and where is the button? Oops. Why button is not visible? Wait, copy it. Now you can observe the first time it execute one time only, fine. If someone is seeing see, there might be a chance if someone have not removed one line in the code. See, in the main.jsx, we have something known as strict mode. Strict mode. There might be a chance in some of you code where the strict mode is there. So if you have this strict mode there, your code is running 2 times, right? If you remove this part, then your code will run only 1 time, right? Okay. Now let's come back to a discussion. But I click on the button. See, whenever I click, I'm getting one output. Why? Because here in the dependency, I have write the count, which indicate that whenever count is changed, the entire code will again rerun.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Thank you for your explanation. Okay, so guys, that is a use effect hook. I'm again telling the use effect may we have a lot of a discussion. There is some more topic like class component. We have the concept of lifecycle method. Then some more discussion is there on the use effect. So there might be a chance I have not covered things in a proper way, the way I used to cover because of a time constant, but I tried my best to cover maximum thing to get a proper idea in your mind about the React thing. So yep, that's it from my end. In case someone have a doubt, now you can discuss the doubts. Now here I'm stopping the recording. In the last class, one of you have asked me a question how we can deploy the React code using Netlify. So I will show that part now. So first of all, let me stop the recording here. Wait a minute. From where we can record. Oops.